smarter, more tech savvy, a better marketer. It did not teach me anything about how to be resilient. In fact, college age me was the complete opposite of resilient. A bad exam grade or someone else's negative opinion of me used to crush me. I was constantly on an emotional roller coaster and mentally fragile at best. I've come a long way in building up my own resilience. Resilience isn't a fixed trait about you, like your eye color or the shape of your toes. Resilience is a skill set that any one of us can grow and develop with practice. So, if you struggle with spiraling into anxiety and are overwhelmed when life hits you with a setback, or you're feeling completely lost in a fog after your world has been turned upside down, then stick with me. I promise you, who you've been and where you are right now isn't where you have to stay. In fact, transition and change can be an amazing catalyst for growth. Before we start, I want to tell you more about my story. Because if I'm going to write a whole book about resilience, I want you to know that I understand how helpless life can leave you feeling. October 20th, 2012. That's the day my world as I knew it was shattered. I was 20 years old, and I remember going to bed the night before, feeling stressed about university exams and what I was going to wear to my friend's party the next day. Because, if your outfit isn't on point, then what is the point? Little did I know that I was only hours away from a life-changing turning point. I woke up to my phone buzzing beside me. My alarm clock said it was 3:37 a.m. Immediately I thought, seriously, who calls at this hour? It's got to be a friend doing a prank. But I grabbed my phone and realized it was no prank. It was my mum. She sounded a bit worried and asked if I knew my sister's email password. My sister was on holiday in Thailand and needed her travel insurance documents. So I sleepily opened my laptop, broke into her email, as only a younger sister can do, and forwarded it to my mum. I really didn't think much about it. But then Mum's voice broke, and she said, "Nicole's been in an accident. Pray to God she's okay." I was stunned, speechless. Nicole was 4 years older than me. I quite literally couldn't imagine life without her in it because she'd always been there. I used to wake up to the sound of her tapping her feet on our kitchen floor. She was born a dancer and could never keep her feet still. She felt everything deeply. One time, she cried when our dog came home with a really bad haircut. After that call, I was praying I'd see her again. I walked down to the beach to clear my head, but it was impossible. My mind was racing with thoughts. How did this happen? Whose fault was it? Is she really going to be okay? As I looked up at the most stunning sunrise rising over the ocean, I thought, oh, look at that. This is a sign. Look how beautiful this is. It's a sign she's going to be okay. I pulled out my phone and took a photo to show Nicole when I would go to visit her in the hospital, because I was convinced she was going to be fine. I walked shakily towards my car to drive to my parents' house. I knew they needed me, but I couldn't bear the thought of facing them, of seeing their panic-stricken faces and the fear in their eyes. That would suddenly make this real, and I didn't want this to be real. I took one last deep breath before I sank into the driver's seat. I hadn't even closed my door yet when my phone started ringing. Mum again. I told myself not to panic, thinking she probably wanted me to pick up milk on the way home or something. I swiped to answer, and all I heard was my mum scream. She didn't make it. I dropped my phone, collapsed onto the grass,